Today we're going to talk about NPU, nice parts usage. So this is a very good exercise if you want to improve your mock skills and if you want to improve your creativity while building mocks. So here I have the seed part that are minifigure utensils, cups, and goblets. I'm going to need to use these parts into my builds without using them as cups, okay? So let's start from this one, for example. When I was playing around with these parts at the beginning, one of the things I built is a sort of desk kind of lamp. Very simple build, only 3 parts. So this is what started my first build. So okay, I have a desk lamp, I can build a bedroom. So this is the base that I created. Very simple, there's no very difficult techniques here. We have some bricks laying on the floor, a little bit of an even kind of background at the back, of wall at the back. And here I have a desk on which I'm going to connect my desk lamp. So this is what started everything. And then from there, I build the rest and I get ideas as I go. So here I have the bed. As you can see here, I already integrated 2 more goblets here on the side, just as a decorative part for the headrest. Here I started to build the bed that I completed with this part. So I wanted to have a minifigure sleeping in the bed, like that, and this is the only part I had that allow me to have that minifigure inserted there, so that's why I went with this teal color. And here is the sleepy guy minifigure that is actually the seed fig that I use on my channel for the ABrickDreamer, that is just gonna slide there on the side and is having a nice sleep. And you can see here I have a soft pillow over there because he's sleeping on it, and that gave me the idea to use another part that is actually this sort of coffee cup over here as a second pillow that is a little bit taller because it's not sleeping on it. So you can see already this is a pretty interesting scene. So as I was building this for the Iron Forge contest, I will link it down below. You can go and check out all the amazing builds that are still ongoing for the 3rd round. This is actually the logo of the Iron Forge. So my idea was to build myself sleeping. Here I will have my desk with my mock from the first round that was the samurai that you can find on my channel, while thinking of what to build for the next part of the Iron Forge. So moving on, you can see already to create this sort of cloud dream effect, I use another cup coming off the wall with the usual angle studs minifigure stand kind of thing, going into the cloud, and there we have the logo. Over here I wanted to create a sort of station with all the parts. So we have all those containers where we can store our parts. You can see all the different colors. Here I have a gap in the wall, so I just gonna slide this in. Of course, this is not connected. I could have do it at the back if I make it a little bit longer to have a proper solid connection, but I didn't have time for that during the contest. And here I have my desk. As I said, this is the micro version of the samurai training mock that I built on my channel. And here you can see I have another goblet that is actually halfway through the table. This is because I wanted to create a smaller cup and make the effect that we have a pick-a-brick cup on the desk. Inside I have a very tiny Lego part to make it look like it's full, and just with one other transparent stud I have the top of the container. So this is the desk that is going to be on the side. I also make some containers full of smaller Lego parts to make it look like I have a lot of parts everywhere while building in this contest. That is actually the case most of the time. And also adding a camera over here, that is the one that we use to take the picture of our creations. Now, of course, you can see that actually this bedside table is hanging from the wall, which is not what I wanted. It's just a way that I had to connect that, and then I have another part that I slide in. Of course, because I'm making many builds in this 1 week of the contest, I have to find creative way to build quickly. I wanted to fill up this gap here at the front, so I have a couple of small like cushion table kind of thing. This is upside down, pretty interesting part usage there as well. And over here you can see hidden there I have actually 2 more cups. You can see better from the back that I inserted over there, and these give me the connection for the curtains. So I'm just gonna clip these on the side like so, and here we have the curtains connected at the wall. We need to slide this a little bit. There we go. So this was mostly done, but then I had a very, very smart and clever usage. You can see I have a gap over here with these two tiles. I'm going to just put one plate underneath and use two more of these cups to create the effect of some slippers. The only thing is that the size is not perfect, so we need to push them a little bit towards there. And now look how cute is this with two slippers here on the side of the bed. So as I said, I built this for Ironforge. I forget one more part. I didn't want to have the window like this open, so I wanted a night sky, and this I used the same technique that I use for my Aladdin minifigure habitat with the half moon over there at the back. And this is the final shot, the picture of this build. Moving on, so this was the first build I made for the contest. For the second one, I wanted to build space. So another thing I did, again, was to use these cups. And everything started with this sort of micro-scale kind of build. So I put these two cups back to back and connect them with one clip over here. I'm not going to take the other two, but potentially I can add two more on this side to create this sort of space station. This also because I wanted this to be able to participate to another contest where I had to make a vignette on a 12 by 12 base. That is actually the side of this. So here is where it gets a bit complicated. So this is going to be actually sliding around this. So here we have a sort of space microscale kind of thing with a little planet over there in the background. And here is going to have a sort of window from this bigger space station that is looking towards the space. Of course, as you can see, because I wanted all these nice round edges, I needed to find a way to reverse the stud to go up again. So what I did is to use these headlight bricks, one facing up, one facing to the side with one plate. You can see here again. So these will connect over here and will allow me to connect there and invert the stud. Same thing happened over there when I can attach another little piece that will help me to smooth this out on all sides. There we go. And here is the side part of the sort of window panel. Now, here you can see I have one more stud to which I can add this part. And here I'm going to go and build the top part of the station, that is this one. Before we connect there, I want to show you some details. Nothing particularly difficult here. I have, for example, this printed part that comes from the Adidas Superstar. I thought it was a cool name for this space station. I added a few, a sort of leather here kind of thing using, again, those caps. So you can see I keep adding different parts of the seat parts that I showed you at the beginning. And we have 6 more of those actually under here. So here we have some plants and we have some sort of pots to where we grow the plants and in space behind this glass. And on top, if you can see, there is another goblet facing down, which is actually the sprinkler for this water that is watering the plants over here. Of course, I wanted to create an effect of sort of floating with no gravity, so you can see why one minifigure is already there on top. And I actually had a couple more minifigures, so one is going to be connected here with this, again, angled stud over there. And this one, I'm going to use a transparent sort of antenna and connect to the stud over there. So we'll make it look like all the minifigures are actually floating into the space station. Another interesting part that I wanted to use is R2-D2. So here I connected 2 of them like this so that I can have a connection over there with the leg of R2-D2 to make some sort of interesting gribbling. And even one more on top here. Of course, it's a bit messy, it's not perfect, but I think it worked kind of well. And then I can add this on top. So because I needed to stay in between the 12 by 12 vignette size, I decided to build actually taller. You can see also here we have still one gap that open into the night sky of the space there. So over there I just need to slide in one more part that is just going to sit there and close that gap nicely. So you can see we have the bedroom and we have the space station. But of course, I needed to build a little bit more. I decided to do one more build. And actually, this is pretty simple. So this is another way to show you that even if you don't have a part collection that is super, super big, you can still create something cool. So here I have a very basic road plate and a very simple sort of brick wall. Here I connected all sorts of trans-clear parts, including headlight bricks and the usual angle studs, to which I attached some transparent caps. So we have a goblet here, a goblet there, and one more cap over here, and one more cap over there at different angle. We can actually, I think, we should have one more that we can add over here later, so that we create the effect like of a shatter kind of glass. What's gonna break it is this sort of ninja fighting. So I have one big rod to which I have a minifigure that is connected with the end. You can see another angle stud over here to make it look like the head is flying off his head. And here we have a kicking ninja. So here I disconnected the head, the legs. I'm using a bracket, and this gives me just a nice space to make it look like the legs are going sideways. And I added one more stud there, so I can connect one more leg like this and make it look like if he's actually having a flying kick. Now this, I'm gonna need to find a way to slide him in back and connect to the jumper over there. I need to actually add one more connection because it's a bit heavy on this side, so I need to find a way to make it stay there. And I can put this part back on. Let's see if I can do it on camera, otherwise, anyway, it doesn't make a big difference. We have one over here. Of course, on camera, like always happen in my video, I need to make some mess. And this part was, if I'm not wrong, coming from the top over here. As you can see, these parts are pretty simple and straightforward. And you can add a little bit extra details if you want to make this a little bit nicer. And that's what I did actually in my build as well. So one thing I did was create a door over here, a brick build as well. And here I managed to use one of those caps, one of those trophies, to create the handle. This is not going to be connected, but it's just going to slide in there and push through. So when you take the picture from the right position, this will look like an handle. And I can also add a little bit of extra wall on the side. This is because when I took the picture that I will show you in a moment, I needed a close shot. So I needed to make it look like he's in a bigger environment than actually this very small base that I have over here. I added one trash can, a little bit of extra garbage over here. I added a few broken pieces on the floor. I added a red back in the corner there, and a little bit of additional decoration here and containers on this side of the wall. So this is how it looks like over here on screen. And here is the shot that I actually took for the contest and submit to the contest. Actually, I forget one more thing. Over here, if you can see in the previous one, we have an empty space that was actually made for another astronaut that is actually taking his round of sleep. He's taking a nap. So we just need to connect the minifigure head and then connect it over there. So we have a minifigure actually sleeping over there, an astronaut sleeping there. So you can see how you can get creative by starting from some very basic and very simple parts. Now, if you want to look at more of these pictures, more of these mocks, I recommend you to watch what I built last week using minifigure helmet, which was the Forest Elder mock. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it can help you to be creative and find creative solutions using the bricks that you have available in your collection. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao, ciao.